What's up, guys? I am super excited for week number 3 of our series, What to Do When You Don't Know What to Do. All right, so a while ago, I was heading to, I was at the grocery store doing all the shopping and all that stuff. This is before all the COVID 19 stuff came in. But you know those trips where you're in a hurry, where you're trying to get everything done, you're trying to get all your stuff, and all of a sudden I found money in the parking lot. Okay? Money. Yay! We're doing everything. I got everything going on, and there's a 20 laying there on the ground. Okay, and you go, "Ooh, that's $20. Yay!" And so, here's what happens. Here's what happened in my head in those situations. One, the thought, just leave it there. This is a setup. Someone's going to come back and look for it. Two, no, forget number one. All right, God gave it to you. God gave you that. Yay! $20 from heaven. No. Then you're thinking, no, I need to take it to the manager. So, surely someone's going to come back and look for it. Somebody might need that $20. $20 is a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money. Basically, I'm having an argument with myself, okay? Plus, I'm in a rush trying to get all this stuff in. I got ice cream. I don't want it to melt. All these things going on. So, I know you're thinking that's kind of silly to have this drama, this big thought about $20 you found. All right, you found it. It's yours. You found it. But is it? What if that money is important to someone else? Okay, what should you do? What should you do in that moment? Okay, do you take it back in? Do you keep it? The thing I'm getting at, knowing what to do isn't always simple in the moment. Okay. And that's what we're talking about in this series. What to do when you don't know what to do. And today we're going to look at a dilemma of what to do when we don't know what to do, and we don't know what to do is whether it's right or wrong. Okay, it'd be nice if doing the right thing was always clear and obvious, right? We all know that this simply isn't the case, all right? So check it out. If you're dating someone but you're texting somebody else, no big deal, right? I mean, like you're texting them a lot. Like, well, you're not technically cheating on someone, but you are staying up late, texting them at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's wrong, right? Just Chris, it's wrong. Or if your teammate is going on about how the coach is a total jerk and the coach is mean and whatever, and he picks his favorites and all these things, but you're looking at your friend like, nah, dude, because you can't pass the ball worth. So, do you in that moment go, no, your problem is your passing game. All right. So if you worked on your passing, we would be doing a whole lot better. Not the coach being a jerk. So you're thinking, do I tell him? That would be hard because I kind of want to tell him because that may help him figure out how to fix it and get some more playing time. Or do I not tell him and just go, yeah, coach is a jerk? What do you do? Or if you have a friend that's doing something that really bugs you, okay? How many got friends that do things that bug you? Yeah. And you want to talk to them and you don't know if you should talk to them or not, and you're just wondering. If I confront them, am I going to look like a jerk? Or is this my issue? Or is this their issue? Or should I just get over it? Okay. What's even the right thing to do in these situations? All right. We don't really know. All right. Sometimes the right thing costs us something. Sometimes the right thing costs us something. You decide to return the $20. It's going to cost you $20. And the time, not just the $20, but the time you got to go in, talk to the manager, tell them the story. Hey, I found this in the parking lot. Where did you find it? And all this. Because the manager, you're like, okay, I don't want you to just stick it in your pocket too. I remember in my situation, I told him like, hey, I found this. If no one claims it, I want it. And, kind of that moment of, hey, cool. And so got a call. Hey, no one claimed it. Come pick it up. Cool. Got it. $20. But what if someone claimed it? You don't know. You don't know what to do in these situations. So, you know that the right thing is to be honest with your parents. But if you're honest with them, it may cost you your phone for like forever. You know that the right thing, that the right thing isn't to be in that relationship anymore. But if you break up, you're going to be single and alone. You know that the right thing isn't to let somebody cheat off you on the test, but if you say no, then you'll somehow feel like a loser and it'll cost you socially. You know that the right thing to do is to decline when someone offers you a drink, but it seems like everybody who's drinking is having a good time. Saying no will cost you potentially a good time, not to mention a good story to tell on Monday. You see what I mean? Sometimes what's right feels complicated, and it is complicated. And even when we do what's right, sometimes it's difficult to actually do. with that in mind, let's pick up with Joseph. All right. For the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about this guy who was one of the most famous people in the early church or in the early world. Okay. And he has a weird, crazy, weird story, like sold into slavery by his brothers. Weird, okay? And that's where we're going to pick up today. We're going to pick up where he was sold into slavery and who bought him, okay? And so I do think that his story can be a game changer and a life changer for us, so follow with me. So last week we left off with him being sold into slavery. We're going to pick up with what happened afterward. We were told that Joseph was given to work in the house of an officer of Pharaoh. Dude's name's Potiphar. All right, Pharaoh's dude in charge. If you don't know who Pharaoh is, your history teacher has failed you, and so has the Mummy movies. And I think the latest Mummy movie failed me more than the rest. But anyway, Pharaoh is an important dude, and so working for an important dude to an important dude is an important job, okay? And he's doing well, all right? So, there's a lot of stress and anxiety that can go with this. But like we mentioned last week, the author was quick to point out that God was with Joseph, okay? And he never, and he had favor with the official who's, with Potiphar because of Joseph. And let's look what the scripture says. Genesis 39, starting in verse 2. The Lord was with Joseph, so that he prospered and lived in the house of his Egyptian master. When his master saw that the Lord was with him and that the Lord gave him success in everything he did, Joseph found favor in his eyes and became his attendant. Potiphar put him in charge of his household and entrusted to his care everything he owned. From the time that he put him in charge of the household and all that he owned, the Lord blessed the household of the Egyptian because of Joseph. The blessing of the Lord was on everything Potiphar had, both in the house and in the field. So Potiphar left everything he had in Joseph's care, and with Joseph in charge, he did not concern himself with anything except the food that he ate. All right, things weren't so bad for Joseph, for Joseph because Potiphar trusted him. Okay, and things weren't bad for Potiphar because he trusted Joseph, who Joseph was thriving. Dude's got it right. You ever got something to know that person that can't do any wrong? That's when you're like, hey, wow, you're doing really well. Can you help me out? That kind of thing. But that's where things kind of take a weird turn. Right now, Joseph was well built and handsome, and after a while, his master's wife took notice of Joseph and said, "Come to bed with me." She doesn't mince words. She got straight to the point. This tells us a couple things. One, apparently Joseph was a cute dude, good-looking dude. All right. Two, his boss's wife noticed. Not a good situation to be in. Now, things get super complicated because Joseph was a servant. He was required to obey not only Potiphar, but also Potiphar's wife. And refusing her commands could get him in trouble. Nothing was holding her back from actually punishing him or beating him or killing him for not doing it. All right. So, but what she did, but if he did what she asked, that would create a whole new group of problems with Potiphar. All right. That was the one thing you told don't do. And now she's telling you to do it. Whatever. She was married to the boss. Both options came with a total set of horrible problems. This was a lose-lose situation for him. So what did Joseph do? All right. When he didn't know what to do, what did Joseph do when he didn't know what to do? Listen, let's listen to what the next part of the story says. But he refused her. With me in charge, he told her, my master does not concern himself with anything in the house. Everything he owns, he has entrusted to my care. No one is greater than this than I am in the house. My master has withheld nothing from me except you. All right? Because you are his wife, how can I do such a wicked thing and sin against God? And though she spoke to Joseph day after day, she's a woman on a mission, he refused to go to bed with her or even be with her. He's like, no, I'm not even going to be close. I'm just danger, going away. Basically, out of respect for Potiphar and even bigger respect for God, Joseph simply did the next right thing, okay? Joseph didn't make a decision based on how things might turn out for him, like losing his job or even his life. He made a decision based upon what was right. And in that moment, what was right was turning down Potiphar's wife. Yeah, it was complicated. Yeah, it was challenging, but it was the right thing to do. It wasn't exactly like his life was perfect as a result of this, making the right decision, all right? In fact, things got worse. Potiphar's wife falsely accused him of rape. took a weird turn there. Potiphar believed his wife, as you would think he should, and had Joseph thrown into prison. Talk about a major turn. Not exactly the happy ending we were all hoping for when you do the right thing. Yeah, you're doing the right thing, now you're in prison. But Joseph didn't make his decision based upon how things might turn out for him. He did what was right with God and trusted God in the outcome. He did what was right by God and trusted God with the outcome. The outcome for Joseph's situation wasn't great. But there's a word I want you to know, and I want you to realize, and that's a really important word, that changes everything when it comes to doing what's right dilemma, okay? And that word is integrity, okay? Maybe you've heard that word before, but integrity means being the kind of person who does what's right, regardless of the outcome and regardless of who's around. Sometimes doing the right thing will get you applause. Sometimes it won't. Sometimes doing the right thing will cost you something. Sometimes it won't. Sometimes doing the right thing will make you look good. And sometimes doing the right thing is going to make you look stupid. We don't get to decide how things are going to turn out, but we do get to decide what kind of person we are and what kind of person we want to be. And being a person of integrity will lead to a life with less regret. How many of you want some little less regret? More respect and a better idea of what to do in every single situation. Here's the deal. Chances are we're never going to find ourselves in the kind of situation that Joseph was in. I hope not, okay? But if we find ourselves in the kind of situations where we have no idea what to decide, of not knowing what to do or how it's going to play out, it could go better than we thought. It could go worse than we thought. But when we make our decisions based upon integrity, based upon what is right, we are living lives that we can be proud of. So here's one thing that we can remember. When you don't know what to do, do the next right thing, okay? Try this. I want you to think of a situation where you know the right thing to do, but you're afraid to do it. What are you afraid of? If fear wasn't a factor in this, what would you do? All right. 2, I want you to determine the kind of person you want to be. I'm not talking about 5 years from now. What kind of person do you want to be this week? What kind of person do you want to be today? What do you need to do today that will set you up to be that kind of person who respects themselves and can be proud of the decisions, not because they're easy, but because they're right. Here's the deal. Most of us know the right things to do in most situations. But fear keeps us from acting how we should. More than that, fear and the inaction keeps us from becoming who we want to be right now. That's why learning to live with integrity, living in a way on the outside that matches with what we believe and think on the inside, is the most direct route of being who we want to be. But it doesn't always make it easy to do. So here's a couple things I want you to do. There were 2 steps that were created with taking the final step to do what you do, to do the next right thing. But I want you to keep this in mind. Tell somebody when you plan on doing the next right thing and what you're going to do. Tell somebody the next right thing that you're going to do. And 2, invite them to pray for you and ask how you did. Bring somebody along with you. That's called accountability. That's how we live with integrity. Knowing the next right thing to do, then doing the next right thing. And inviting somebody in there to you to come alongside. Doing the next right thing doesn't have to be lonely, okay? You don't have to be all alone to do the next right thing. Invite someone to your story. Use their strength. Allow their strength to help you show up when you're struggling with this difficult situation. Let them strengthen you and use that too. You don't have to be by yourself. All right? Again, that's why we do small groups. That's why we break off into groups and we talk and we share life together. We all need a group of people who are going to help us figure out the next right thing to do in these complicated situations. That's why the conversations that you guys have in small groups are so important. More important what we say in large group, but in small group where you get to break it down and see how it affects your life on a personal level. That's what it's about. All right, conversations that are specific to you and your life. And as we transition today, I want you to think of a situation where you need to do the next right thing. Think about exactly what you need to do, all right? But just know that you are not alone and don't have to be alone. You can tap into the help of God and the people around you, all right? Talk to some others. When you don't know what to do the next right thing. I love you guys. Can't wait to see you soon.